Okay, fucking rights, man. Here we are up in Studio Civic Hotel, 48th floor. Beautiful fucking day out. We got Rappin' Robbie Terryberry. And we got Yo motherfucking Ali G.
Yo. Hit that subscribe button, but I am in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to, Marco, I want to talk about something that happened between me and you many years ago, and it's been really pissing me off, actually.
How many years are we talking?
I'm talking like 1988.
Oh, this is
89.
golden. This is golden.
No, yeah, you really pissed me off. As you know, me and Marco have been friends for over 30 years and whatever, right? And so my dad used to go away a lot, and anyways, Marco used to always come over and keep me company or whatever. And so one day, like, he's at my house, and I just hear this fucking rustling around, and, you know, in my room, and I go in my room, and there he is. He's rifling all my fucking dirty magazines, all my porno magazines out the fucking window. You shouldn't be looking at this. Like, he was all righteous and fucking, you know, speaking God's word or whatever, right? Rifling them all out. And I had a stack and a half that my dad, I hid them. I'm pretty sure my dad knew that they were there, but I hid them good. And I'm like fucking 13 years old, you know.
You were not 13.
Well, how old was I? 17?
12.
And anyways,
bullshit.
He gets
it was right when did you move to?
I moved.
12?
I moved in 86, so 12. So I was like 13, 14. It was like 87, 88, maybe that. I don't know. Oh, 88, 89. Who gives a shit?
How many porno
It was in the
magazines
fucking
did you have?
80s. Yeah. And this motherfucker, how many?
I remember the stack you had when you were in your 20s. So.
Hey, Green, I was probably jealous because he was in the fucking bathroom for 45 minutes at a time.
He's the only guy that I know that could take a shit and jerk off at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
that's why they used to call me Bitovsky.
Exactly right.
Robbie Bitovsky.
No, but anyways,
I do remember that.
You remember that, right?
He gets all righteous, and he's whipping these fucking every single one of them. But before he was whipping them out, he's opening them to the centerfolds and then throwing them. Looking
Taking a
at
quick
him,
look
throwing,
and then gone.
Yeah, and then throwing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be looking at that shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? So I run out downstairs. I'm picking them up. People are looking at me and shit.
And these are your dad's at the time or yours?
They're mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're mine. They were all the ones that I found in ditches and shit.
Yeah.
We all found them in ditches and fucking
Yep.
in gullies and
There was like
whatever,
100
fucking
porno
bushes.
mags though, Rob. I was like, this is
honestly,
a little
there was.
excessive.
Yeah, there was a lot. I'm not kidding you. There
Just
was
a
a
little
lot.
Robbie's deviant ways.
Yeah.
Started at
So
12.
wing.
Yeah.
But I can tell you a story.
Goldberry.
I can tell you, I grew up with the most deviant guy in the world, right? Right? I grew up with Perv Dan, right? And let me tell you,
Oh, is this the same Donny G, Perv G?
same Donny G. And, you know, he's not Donny G. He was Dan Green back then. And when I was a kid, you know, between the ages of 12 till about 15, my brother had this oak dresser that my dad had bought him.
Yeah.
And he had so many porno magazines and dildos and lube in that thing that when you opened it, it had a weird, like an odor of like oak and lube. and let me tell you, man, like Cecil, I grew up with him, right? And he'd always be coming over to my house. You know, we'd always, you know, late at night be ordering Domino's pizza and stuff. He'd be like, let's go in your brother's top drawer, right? And before you even got in that fucking bedroom, and you open the door a crack, you smelled that smell, right? you knew lube hasn't been involved within, you know, a couple of hours, right?
Oh fuck.
So one time, my brother had this soldier friend of his, and he was fighting in Bosnia. So when he came back from Bosnia, he brought back these German like S&M films.
Oh Jesus.
So my brother Dan calls me over to this dark, dingy basement over at his girlfriend's house over in Wally here. Sits me and Cecil down, and he says, we're going to watch some porn, right? And the first porn is him and his army buddy banging his girlfriend, right? So at that point, we're just watching, and me and Cecil both know who's in the video. And I look over at Cecil, and you know how Cecil's a usually animated guy, and, you know, this time he's fucking in shock, right? He looks like he just seen a fucking plane crash. So my brother, it gets to this where these two people are on the street talking to this German lady, and they convince her that she's going to go to a modeling shoot. It ain't no modeling shoot. They take her down in this basement. They tie her up, and she's got her hands suspended above her and her legs tied up. So she's basically in the air. And this guy is going up to her and doing weird stuff, like he would he would wrap a rope around her titty, and then he'd poke pins in them, and then he'd slap it and make her count in German. And at this point, I look over at Cecil, and he is just good. Like, he doesn't even know what to say because he's never.
Cecil's white.
He's white, right? He's black, but now he's white, and he doesn't know what to say because when you're seeing porno like that for the first time, I'm
Cecil.
used to that kind of shit. My brother, right? He's just a pig, right? So I'm used to all that kind of weird fucking shit, right? But that was even weird for Dan, and even Dan. He would show it to people and he would think it's weird. So if Dan thinks it's weird, it's fucking weird, right?
I agree, yeah.
And here's the kicker. At the very end of that video, it cuts in to a scene of a girl. And I've never seen this happen on any porno before, but she straps on a rubber kitchen glove. And you know when you strap on a glove and you can hear that sound?
Yeah.
I can't even do the sound, right? But she's preparing to stick her fucking hand in this chick's ass, and I'm not joking you. She gets her arm in there all the way to the fucking elbow, and she pulls out the most shit that I've ever seen come out of anybody's fucking ass, man.
And your brother sat you down to watch this?
And I'm 15.
Sex education
I'm 15,
with Dan. No,
That was Dan's sex ed to show me German fucking Scheiser films. And then I realized that, and years later I realized that, my brother found God and all this stuff, but is still a secret pervert. So, it just leads me to believe that, I'll admit it right now. I watch porno, and if Rob wants to show me a porno clip, I'm a man. I'm gonna look at it, right? But in the end, man, I've seen some sick shit, man.
So what you're saying is we should schwack a few dildos over Danny G's head.
Yes.
I like, fuck, man.
Oh, let's give a shout out to Cecil,
I can remember.
Man. We gotta get Cecil
I can remember
up in
when
the
Rob
studio.
and Dan lived together.
Yeah.
Right, and then you'd go to their fucking bathroom, and outside their bathroom there'd be like 400 or 500 porno magazines.
Yes,
and I can remember back in those
8
days.
feet high.
Back in those days, I like to do the Barry White, right? So Barry White makes you stay up all night and kind of get you a little horny, right? So there'd be some nights I didn't have any chicks, and I tell you, man, I'd crotch a couple of those magazines.
Yeah, but you want to know something though? Here's one.
And then
thing
I get
for you.
accused from Dan for stealing them, right?
I crotched a couple
Listen,
myself.
For sure.
We had so many of them, but none of those you weren't allowed to go off in any of those magazines. Those were strictly for looking.
Yes.
And
There was a few.
no, there was no sticky pages.
There
wasn't.
was actual sign that you were told not to sticky page the thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
you don't sticky page the magazines, man.
Oh boy.
Because all of us had a lot of shit in common. We'd be all sticky page in the same fucking page. I'd be like, "Where's that page? Fuck!" No.
That's
But there was like the most porno magazines. It was like a collection of porno magazines.
yeah,
right?
these two deviant bastards.
I have a really good Playboy collection still at home.
Really.
Yeah, in a box.
These two deviant bastards definitely should not have lived together.
Rob's a little different. Rob's more on the I fuck chicks, I'm on that scale. I like, some chicks, some Tracy Lords and shit like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
When I knew Rob, Tracy Lords was his thing, right?
Was the bomb.
Was the
she
bomb.
still
She
is,
still is,
yeah.
bro. But Dan's a little more on the
Filming himself.
the filming himself, creepy side, right? And I've seen some of Dan's work, and the lighting's not the best usually, but I guess he's still getting chicks, so whatever, right?
Oh, I love it.
But the infamous top drawer, I tell you can call Cecil. You can call any one of my friends that were friends with me from 13 till about 16,
Yeah.
and you just mention that top drawer, and they'll all know that smell, man.
Speaking of which, we just helped him move a bunch of fucking drawers over to his new house, and I was wondering what that smell was.
It's like it's like a lube and oaky smell.
Yeah.
It just when your parents first smoke marijuana and you smell
Yeah.
it, and then you don't know what they're doing, and then you go behind Max and you see Jay Bourne smoking,
And
and
then
you're
you're
like,
like, oh, that's that
ding, that's
smell.
what my parents are doing. Well, it's the same thing with the drawer full of lube, right? Like it's
yeah.
you know what Dan's up to, right? It's just creeping, right?
Awesome.
I love that how you said at the beginning. Yeah, he had lube and it's not like lube and there's dildos in there.
Oh,
and shit.
dildos, handcuffs, lubes, porno magazines,
Oh yeah,
videos.
Dan was ahead of his fucking
Oh,
time.
the first video he ever showed me was a video called "Coffee and Cream," and it was the opening scene was this black lady, and she had these big giant boobs, and she had one of them the tight afros you had back in the '80s, and the gardener walks up, and he's like, "Oh, I see you're out here tanning away, and I'm out here gardening. I'm wondering if you can help me with my hose. It's in the back of my truck. And then the next scene, they're in the back of some weird pickup, and some weird guy that looks like some dude that works for my dad is banging some black chick, right? Like, and I'm seeing this shit at 12, man.
Dan, you asshole.
So like, I can attribute a lot of my honest, like my
sexual deviancy,
not deviancies, but like,
yeah, but
like when
tendencies.
I was married for 20 years. You know, I know that a lot of times I was not forceful, but like I always wanted to have sex, always wanted to have sex, and it was always on my mind.
Like a sex addiction.
And I have a sex addiction, and I can definitely blame Dan for a little bit of that. Yeah. But, you know, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. There's worse.
I'm a horny bastard, right?
That, okay, awesome, man. Beers with Brokeass. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we love responding to your comments. Even if you hate us or think we're dickheads, we definitely will get back to you.